Welcome to episode 14 of Simple. It's that. It's just so simple. It's so simple. You're here. It's so simple that I'm doing this. It's so simple that this is what we're doing right now today. And I feel like I want to talk about one very particular topic, and that is it is okay to go in waves. Okay? Now, you're probably creative like me, so you'd want to know whatever I made the title at the time. Because honestly, I titled these after I've said everything and rambled for like a good hour. So I try to make the title as immersive to what I am speaking about as possible. So uh, you make content, whether it be you make one solid thing. You're like, I'm animating and only animating. You make music. You make podcasts. You film videos. You're a filmographer, a videographer. I don't know the I'm blanking on the word. Either way, you film movies. You're a cinematographer. There we go. There we go. Why I could not think of that. That's the word I was thinking of, and it did not come to my head. You make all sorts of content. Okay? You can make everything. You can make all of the above. I don't care what it is you're making, whether you're writing or scribbling on pieces of paper, you're painting and selling it on eBay. You probably have the same issue I do. You think that you need to be productive all the time, and that is just not true. Like 9 to 5 jobs really have ruined the overall gimmick of like relaxation in my head. Like, when do I get to relax? When do I get to sit? Not possible in a 9 to 5 job, especially with prices and like the energy that goes into things. Society has basically taken what it is you love, and that's to be yourself, and said, you need money instead. And that's kind of how I feel. I feel like society is just pushing you to another dollar, when in reality, if you can escape the loop, you can get on the track of getting to making some real dollarage by doing what you actually just do around the house. Like right now, I have all these thoughts, these things, these little topics that come into my head. And what am I doing? I'm walking around. Today I'm not cleaning. I'm not cleaning anything, honestly. Today I'm just walking around and talking. But this is the point I'm trying to make. You can do what you want in the space of time that you have. You just need to find a way to work with what you've got. All right? You have to take what you have, learn to do it the right way, get on board with yourself, and just do it. Okay? There's not a lot of difference in doing a creative project, whether it be music, animation. Some things take more time, some things take less time. Depends on the person, how they do it, what they're doing. The projects are all projects in my head. Let's boil it down to one simple creative project blob named Henry. If you want to be Henry and make Henry come into the world, okay? If you want to birth Henry, if you want to birth a Henry, then, then basically just do your creative project when you feel it, when you're feeling good. Don't force yourself to, like, you're tired, you went to work, you're not feeling good, then, you don't feel like doing it. Don't do it because you're not going to do your best work anyway. Then on top of that, you'd probably not like the work because you're grumpy, grouchy, and there's so many things that could go wrong because, you're just thinking like, wow, I could have made one or the other, like one thing or the other, and then this is what happens. No, 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 no. Don't rush yourself. Just take your sweet time, okay? This the the idea that you have to hustle and work fast and, you know, be aggressive, I don't think is the exact formulation. I think you need to be aggressive in the fact that you're making something, but quick progress, like quick and quality don't usually go in hand to hand. Like, you don't just paint the Sistine Chapel and just start, you know, oh yeah, that took an hour. Nope, nope, definitely not. Speed draws of realism images definitely do not take, it's not, you're not gonna just do it in like 2 minutes. The videos that you watch when you watch those realism videos, they just boil down to, like, this is it. This is what you've got. Like, quick, quick some content. And, they are entertaining to watch. I do watch a lot of them when they do appear. I don't go looking for them. But the idea is, your perspective is key here. And how you, motivate yourself, that's another part of it. So, like, For me, when I want to animate a cartoon, when I want to draw something, when I want to be in the animation zone, sometimes I just have to sit down and literally watch a cartoon. Why? Because cartoons kind of carry that energy that I'm looking for, like that animation silliness. Like I'm looking to animate. Okay, watch a cartoon. Sometimes I have to write something. Sometimes I have to play around with an idea. Sometimes I literally have to like act out the scene in my head with a character that I've made up. And then I sit down and I put it on paper or I write it down or I draw it or I make a comic. Like there's so many different things. Comics are also another thing that's time consuming. Like you wouldn't think that like everything has its own time. To finish something nice, to color it to like comics, uh when you do like a physical like comic book, Lord help you. Like especially if you're doing like superhero comics. Oof. Manga. Oof. Although black and white, I think is probably the easiest. Sometimes it does boil down to like project time and like work ethic, and you want to get something finished by a deadline. That's fine. That's okay. Like if you want to set a deadline and work towards it and see what you get done, and then whatever it is what you post, then go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, I think breaking everything down into like little tidbits and like working on things individually is very important. But look at this, all right? It takes time to cook different meals at different, like you can't bake a cake as quick as you can make instant jello. You know what I mean? But sometimes, if you're using instant cake mix, it could be good if that's what you're looking for. But some people prefer physically making the cake. And sometimes people make cakes that are much better because they are just so used to baking cakes by hand, from scratch. They do it themselves. It's amazing. Everything's an art. Like just remember something that always blows my mind is that as a society, no matter where you live, some guy came up with a rule and now everyone just blindly follows it because they're like that's fair, okay? Like money doesn't exist, all right? Money's not real. Money's just like we hold the value of one to this and then make the ratio based on like either gold standards or whatever the heck they use to like calculate in between of how much is worth for what. All right? Stock market, not real. One day you could have more money than the next. One day you could have no money. One day you could be negative. But if you don't sell your stocks, sometimes stock market can go up and then you're all of a sudden back and everything's bouncing back beautifully. So like don't be discouraged because really you make your environment, you make your existence. Sometimes things go bad, but there's always an upside. All right. There's always an upside somewhere. And I don't want anyone to get discouraged. So I'm like, and I don't want you to think that like some things just come and they're like super easy and get handed to you. It's a lot of it's circumstance. Okay. You can do anything you want, but not everyone will be handed the same level of success. Sometimes it's like some people get successful in their 80s, some people get successful in their 90s. Some people are successful at like birth because their parents are filming them and then they have a YouTube channel and then they're stuck with that YouTube channel for life because that's all they've ever known. They were just kids grown up on a YouTube channel. They only know social media. What happens if social media goes away? They wouldn't know what to do. They wouldn't be successful. They would have no job experience. Then it'd be kind of hard because if they were a popular YouTube channel, like or social media, anything, people would find them when they're working at their normal job, which would be kind of a hindrance to you as a general working person. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty. I'm sure there are people out there who are like, yeah, I like working with plumbing. I like working with glass. I like working with paints and I like painting. There are people out there who actually like doing the things that we say are like tedious jobs. And you know, I'm glad that there's someone out there who's just like, yes, I enjoy painting because you know what? I I don't hate painting, not in the sense of like actually painting a board or a canvas. I'm talking like painting walls, but hand painting pictures on a canvas is just as like it's fun sometimes, but it's not something I would do all the time. Sometimes I find it a little tedious to actually physically do. So, am I the greatest painter? No. Heck no. There's no way under any circumstance I am the greatest painter. But I know for a fact that I enjoy painting occasionally. But it's like a once a year thing. Like uh, I'm not passionate about it enough to go paint every day. Talking on a podcast, easy. Yes. I can talk a lot. Yes. Quantity, good. Should I probably plan these a little more? Yes. Am I looking for people to be guests? Yes. Yes. You know, Charlie Puth, Ben Stiller, if you're out there, I would have you on the podcast. I don't know what we talk about. It's just like normal speech. It's whatever comes up. But, you know, from there, like, should I have questions prepared? Probably, probably. But am I right now? No, no. I'm just kind of just doing what I do, enjoying life. There's no shame in what's occurring right now, right here, everything that's going on. Don't don't be ashamed if you're just like working on things. Okay? So, like today, well, today I was working on a, a 3D print upstairs. I got a 3D printer from my friend. Uh, I was very excited to receive it. I didn't know anything about 3D printing, and then he taught me the basics of like how to like calibrate it and print files. After that, I haven't made physically a file yet, but that's my next step. I'm gonna learn how to make like a physical 3D file and then like print something. I'm actually thinking about making like a holder for different objects, if that makes any sense. Like normally you'd buy like a computer or something, or and it would come in like some fitted foam. I'm looking to make like a 3D print for just random objects throughout the house. Like I like that there are already pre-made things. Like some of these things I can just 3D print myself and see if they're good. But there are a couple objects that I've had that are like tools that are older that people wouldn't really. They're nothing special. It's like screwdrivers and things like that. But there's different things that are shaped slightly different than other things. Like I just want to fit them to a wall, call it a day, and have a good time. Okay, and there's a learning curve. So like I wouldn't be afraid to like mess up once or twice. Having a 3D printer, it's a new hobby. It's not something that I'm like broadcasting, but if you watch, I do some live videos where I'm putting up the 3D printer printing and making some watch time happen. So it's not something that I deem uh it's not something I would deem that like a waste of time. I don't think everything needs to be 3D printed. Like there was one file I found that was actually like you know, I could have made it by hand out of wood a little bit faster than I could have if I 3D printed it. The print time was maybe like an hour and I made it in like 30 minutes. Maybe 20 actually. Might have been 20. It wasn't that hard. A couple nails and some wood, a couple saw marks. I made like a little basically a picture frame for those they're Fujifilm Instax, those little long camera things. I just basically took that, made a wood version of a frame that holds 4 pictures. It was a 3D print. I made it for my sister. She loved it. It holds all of her photos just ever so nicely. And then they're not out and about spilling all over the house. And you can hold 4 photos on each side. So it like instead of making the walls, you just use 4 pillars and then you make an Instax photo go in each, and then it makes a box. And then it's like, oh, look at that, nice and comfy, and she can put the photos in it, and then she'll have that forever. And ironically, I didn't I didn't think it would hold the wide photos, but on the inside it also holds the wide photos. It doesn't hold the wide photos in the outside part where the frame like where the frame for each 4 photo areas are, but just something to think about that. Like I went from a 3D print idea, finding a 3D print, to making it by hand in my like workshop slash basement area. So it's just, it's funny how creativity will make you do these things. So don't be discouraged. Don't go crazy. Keep trying and keep it simple.